Hello everyone. Normally you have habit of watching successful candidates, but today we have one session related to unsuccessful candidate, and it is a very unique type of session which you will come to know, especially all those who are going to appear in 2024 prelims, that how a single mistake can take you out. Like UPSC has released its cutoff marks, and if you see the UPSC cutoff marks, so this year it is 75.41, and we have a candidate who just secured 74.75. Means he just missed by 0.66, even not, let's say that 1 mark, rather it is 0.66. So he will share it that why it happened, what was the factor, or what, let's say that could have happened during that prelims time that he failed to get that 1 mark, or let's say that 0.66. So we have Kumar Shivang, and he will talk about how. First thing we'll talk is that how do he feel, means how does he feel, when he saw the cutoff marks of UPSC.
So when the cutoff was released, when I saw that it was less than it was around about 0.66, I felt dejected. I mean, I qualified 4 prelims on the trot. So I was confident enough that I would sail through this prelims examination. But when I did not find my roll number in this list, and was waiting for the cutoffs to get released.
It's a big shock that you have qualified 4 times, and then you find yourself that you failed to qualify prelims.
Yes, sir. It was so shocking for me because I felt that I am in this particular examination, I had built that level of knowledge. So I was confident enough, but somehow I felt that was turning more into an overconfident mode.
It means it seems gradually prelims has become more unpredictable, and anyone can get shocked, even let's say that candidate who has qualified 4 times.
Yes, sir. This has been seen in the last prelims itself. That is why UPSC has changed this, and it is a leveler that you need to be at your best, even if you have given most of the prelims, and even if you have qualified, it does not matter. So that happened to me, and it was so devastating for me. It meant that I had to again restart all those things again.
So we have he has prepared some of the his mistakes, that how he did those mistakes, and he will share that how it could have been avoided. So what was your first mistake you can share to our viewers?
The first mistake, when I went to the examination and saw the question paper, although it was quite difficult and it was a new pattern, but because I was confident enough in writing those papers, I did not prepare, you can say, the test series. And at that time, when I saw the questions, I felt that my background knowledge did not work in my favor. One of the questions that was related to one of the minerals, that was rutile and ilmenite. I thought that it could be an ore of iron because it was sounding similar to hematite. But when I found out that I had made mistakes, similarly I have quite a good affinity towards economy and science and tech.
Means economy and science and tech are your strong areas.
Yes, sir. I thought that I would be doing good in that economy section, but one of the questions was related to investment infrastructure investment trust. And I did not see the changes in the current provisions which were made in the current budget. So I marked it wrong. Similarly, in science and tech also, the questions were quite difficult, but somehow I think
that question was from budget.
Budget
2023.
There was
you did not read properly.
Yes, sir. I thought that I should, because the UPSC was not asking budget quite frequently.
Yes, usually also we tell, that is how the viewers should know, that you should mark it, that even we think that questions are not asked from budget. But last year when they asked one question, it is very technical and a very final level question. And Kumar Shivang has a strong economy, and still in that economy he does mistake. And that is how you can see that how we ignore our current developments. And UPSC can ask questions from even those areas which we think that it does not ask questions from those areas.
So similarly, in that economy, in that ecology environment section, most of the focus is on the current development related to conventions and all those things. But this year it was more related to species, and most of the species were actually listed in those environmental, this Wildlife Protection Act. So most of that I could not go through all those species which were in news related to those. It was
so you can see that how he did mistakes related to current developments, although they can be conventional as well as current, we can say that. And Protection of Wildlife Act is an important act if you see ecology and environment or science and technology. Any side we can club it. So you can see that how we do mistakes and overconfidence. And then he has mentioned that he did not do adequate practice. Adequate practice in the sense that since he did, means he qualified for prelims. So having 4 prelims experience shows that one can be a bit casual, and that is how that casual approach paid him, let's say, very heavily, that he failed to qualify, and that's also by a margin of 0.66. And he's not all alone. I think there would be so many candidates who may have, let's say, that the same margin, let's say, or similar margin they may have, and they may not have qualified. So how we can, let's say, address it? Like say he says that he did not do adequate practice. You know that in market we have lots of types of strategies, and people say that we don't have to do too many mock tests. Some say that some limited number of mock tests you can do. Some say that we don't need to do those all things. Rather, even at home also, if you solve, so it can do that. This is how he did that. He practiced at home.
Yes.
So how does it make difference when you practice at home and when you give mock test in that UPSC type environment?
So that was the feeling when I saw the paper. I felt that I was not adequately prepared for the examination. Why? Because I took those papers back at home. I tried to solve those papers in the home environment. But what happens at the center itself, that most of the thing that because of the stressful conditions, that moves out of your mind, and it is very important to actually have those things. You can say you need to test yourself in the climate that you will be facing in the real scenario. That is the importance of classroom based test.
That is how, let's say, that we will tell you, although here we are not to advertise our programs, but to help you qualify prelims and to help you out so that you should not have the similar experience of disqualifying by margin of 0.66. And that can happen any day. Even a person who is having, let's say, that 4 mains experience and economy and science and technology being very strong for him, and there he did mistakes. So you need to have adequate practice, and we'll tell you that for that practice we do have also Panchsutra, which you may be familiar. Panchsutra is an all India free mock test, and 3 mock tests are left in that Panchsutra. In fact, AIPMT, let's say, which we were holding from September every month, those tests are also available. You can have, let's say, that access to them, and you need to have adequate practice, and you should not ignore anything. You should not take anything that is non-seriously or casually, you can say. At the same time, let's say we say you should not leave any stone unturned. This is how the prelims. And even if you are strong, but you can do mistakes in your strong areas. So that is how we expect that you can learn from this, that how you can avoid this margin and qualify prelims. So wish you all the best.